Welcome back to the channel. I've got a problem. I have several wood collection and processing issues here that need to be resolved this year. And as I look into the winter, I always like to plan out new projects that I can work on in the garage, or they're gonna help me with normally wood stuff, because that's what happens through the winter here on the homestead most often. We heat our house with wood. There's always a lot of wood processing going on. Let me show you the two challenges, some ideas that I have, and then I'm going to enlist you guys to come up and brainstorm with some ideas with me. On the next video, I will share whoever comes up with the best idea that I choose to go with. You'll get a little shout out on the next video. We're going to pool all of our brain power together to come up with the best solutions for these two problems. Our house sits up on this really big hill. It just drops off right over the edge there. And our wood boiler sits right here. It's a really good spot because I can come right out the back door. Right around the corner there's a back door. There's a little mud room kind of down there, so all the dirty boots and gloves and all that stuff just stays down there. I just come out and I fill the wood boiler. The problem is, because of the hills, I can't really stack wood near the wood boiler, so I have to stack all of our wood over here. It's not that far away, but you get 6-8 inches of snow on the ground and it becomes a little bit more difficult. Generally, what I have done in the past is I just have a wheelbarrow, metal wheelbarrow I've had for years. I take it over here, I load up some wood, and I'll wheel the wheelbarrow over to the door on the other side of that. I'll open up, fill it with wood, and then go about my day. Usually I do that twice a day. This got me thinking when I was pushing the wheelbarrow through the ice and snow and slipping sometimes, and dump the wheelbarrow. Sometimes we'll dump over, I'll get too much wood, it'll get top heavy. What if I could make some kind of an electric wagon of some sort that I could charge up? I could keep it over by the wood boiler. There's an outlet right there. I keep it charged up, and it would be some kind of cold weather, battery, just like a wagon. I could pull over here and maybe fill up with wood and pull back, but it would have some kind of an assist that would help me pull it, so it would be a lot easier. And I actually have a few things that might help me with that project. I will show you here in just a minute. I have a few scrap motors and things. I need some ideas for a design. Should I power a wheelbarrow? Maybe I could add a motor to the wheelbarrow itself. Maybe I could make a 2-tire wheelbarrow. Maybe I could make like a wagon that you pull behind, or maybe I put something that pushes in front of me. Would it be a 4-wheel thing, a 2-wheel thing? I want this to be easier this year. I'm not getting any younger over here. So that's the wheelbarrow that I use right now. I'll come in right through here, load up, and then take it over. The problem is that this is all on a hill, and sometimes it's been pretty icy. I've come out here in the morning, I'm in a hurry before I go to work, and the wheelbarrow will tip over, or I'll slide, or it's not great. But it just needs to make it. There's an outlet right there. It needs to make it from there back and forth over to here. All right, that's problem number one. So I'm looking for some suggestions, some ideas. That includes if you've got pictures, you want to take a drawing, put it on a Google Drive, and then share a link, or just describe your idea the best you can in the chat or in the comments there, and I'll go through all that stuff. Now the other problem is a bigger project, but I think this is going to be more fun. I don't know if I've shared this entirely with people, but for a while I had forks on my tractor in an IBC tote cage that I filled with wood, and then I would just bring the cage over and set it on this little landing filled with wood, and then I would just throw it in the doors on the other side of this wood boiler, and then I would refill that. The problem is with this hill right here and the weight of that IBC tote filled with wood, it is too dangerous to do that every day. I did it a few times, it worked, but I had the tractor almost tip over on me here coming down this hill or up this hill because of the angles. So it just wasn't a good, safe, long-term plan. The other problem down the hill, all of the wood that I collect from here on the property, which there's a lot of it down here, comes from this valley or on the edge of it. These oak trees, these white oak trees, they're constantly falling down, which is just God's way of giving me extra firewood. I was out here working in the yard last week, and this tree just fell. It wasn't windy, it wasn't anything. It just fell. Lots of great firewood there. But I also have made this little trail down the hill here, quite steep and not really manageable too much in the winter. If this gets snowy or icy, I can't really get up and down here, even with 4-wheel drive weighted tires on the tractor. But most of the wood that I collect in the spring and fall and summer is through here. It's all hills. There's quite a lot of wood in here. I mean, you can see, look at all the trees laying down just up there. And these aren't rotted out. A few of these just fell down just this last year. A few of them are in the air. I still have a lot of wood up here to clean up, a lot of wood up here. There's a ton of wood in here. The problem is, once I cut it all up into logs, I gotta haul it all the way up to my splitting area. The problem I have is it just takes so much time. because all I just got those new brush forks on the tractor, which are super useful. I love those things. And those actually can help me carry a lot more wood, bucket load by bucket load in my Kubota. 2610, I can take that one bucket load up at a time. But you cut up a couple big trees like this, it takes a long time to haul that wood up. So what I want to build is a log trailer for the tractor, maybe even could be used behind a truck. I want to do it all from scrap. I have a scrap yard nearby that I can go to and get all kinds of metal, possibly axles, tires, trailer tires, all that kind of stuff. What I want to do is build something that I can pull behind the tractor that will make it up this hill, something with good tires on it. It could be a two-wheeled trailer with a jack stand where I could hitch it up to the tractor. So I've had a bunch of thoughts. This could be something big that I'd have to take the truck down there for, maybe, or maybe medium size that the tractor could pull, or the truck. Wouldn't have to be much structurally, maybe some square stock, some metal piping welded together, something that would hold. Maybe I could just cut 8-foot, 6-foot sections of log down there, use the brush forks on the tractor to load it all into this trailer, and then bring it all up here and cut it smaller. That'd be one way to go. It could be something with a solid bottom that I could cut all the logs down there into 18-inch, 16-inch sections and then bring logs up. Or I could do something smaller that I could maybe hook up to the golf cart. The golf cart has a decent amount of power that I could use to pull up and down the hill. It would be a lot faster than the tractor, but it would have to be able to hold more wood than I can haul in one bucket load on the Kubota. I'll show you the golf cart. So this is the golf cart. It's electric. It has a decent amount of power and decent tires, but it's not full-wheel drive. I do have a hitch on here, so I could possibly use this if the trailer was small enough. Of course, we could always use the old GMC, but more preferably, I would use the tractor. Lots of different ideas go through my head. I want it to be simple. I have to be able to build it out of scrap. Well, a trip to the scrapyard will probably be necessary. That's fine. So what do you guys think? How can I move wood around easily here up and down that hill? Too much weight in the bucket isn't good, and carrying too much weight on the back of the tractor isn't good either. So carry-alls are out of the question. IBC tilt rear 3-point forks are out of the question. All that kind of stuff puts too much weight in the back of the tractor, and it actually can flip going up that hill. So I need something that I can just pull as a trailer. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm taking all suggestions. Let me show you some of the electrical components I have for the first problem. I have a bunch of treadmill motors, so I have a bunch of DC motors that I could hook up a battery pack for. So I do have these. They have belt pulleys and things like that, or I could take this off and put a chain gear on here from a bike or something. I did actually purchase, I got a little ambitious. This happens to me sometimes. I get on Amazon and buy stuff. So this is actually a throttle controller. It's a 24-volt controller that I could use with the DC motor, and it has a ton of different options. I think it has like forward and reverse and all that kind of stuff. I got this handle grip trigger, so this is maybe it is only forward. I'm not sure if you could do reverse on this or not, but so I could put this on a handle of something and then use the controller here along with maybe one or two. I could put I have a bunch of these, so I could put one on every wheel, or I could just have one on an axle or something. So that's what I have for the smaller wagon or motorized wheelbarrow idea. Looks like I'll have to dust off the welder for this project, that's for sure. So that's today's challenge for you guys. Let's pool our brain power together, see what ideas we can come up with. I will sort through those ideas over the next 2 weeks, and then I will settle on a solution for both problems. We'll drop a few quick sketches, and then I will share the two people who shared the best ideas, or the ideas that I ended up choosing to go with. Whether it's the best or not, I guess only time will tell. And then in future videos, I will build both projects. So over the next few months in the fall and into the winter, I'll get the garage heated up, and we'll get the welder out, and we'll start working on some of these projects and get these problems solved. Thanks for your help ahead of time. I'm looking forward to what ideas you guys might have. Maybe you guys have already built some things like this. Maybe there's some videos out there you could link me to of whatever ideas you come up with. It'd be great. I always appreciate your feedback and input, and over the years I have gotten a lot out of what you guys have shared, and so always appreciated. Stay tuned for the results in the future videos and the builds. We'll see you next time.